Hey everybody, it's Eugene the Compton Gardener right here in my backyard orchard. And today I'm looking at my Valencia Midnight Orange. Got to make some tough decisions around here because this Valencia has been underperforming for the past number of years. It has a high production rate. Um, you have a lot of flowers. You can see there's still fruit. Usually, what I've been doing before, when I noticed that the flowers are going to start budding out, I would remove all of the fruit so it don't take away energy from the new production. But this year I'm letting it sit because I want to see if the quality of the fruit improves over time. Maybe I've just been picking it off too early, but the idea that I've came up with, rather than removing the whole tree, was to remove the top and graft onto the bottom here. So down below there is the graft. So then that second part there, where after that lump, will be the Valencia Midnight. So I would be grafting onto the Valencia. So the graft will have a graft, right? Because the Caracara right next to it, Caracara Pink, has been doing pretty good as far as the taste. But the Valencia is like a sour orange right here. I've tried Valencia oranges in the store, and they're not sour like that. Um, Especially growing it in the yard, you would expect it to be even more sweeter than the store-bought ones. But this one has not been performing as I expected. I've never tried the Valencia Midnight prior to this because they don't really label them in the stores which variety they have, just Valencia orange, or just oranges rather. So I took my chance. Back then I was just planting a bunch of stuff and decided all I knew is that I wanted to plant two plants in one hole to save space and to grow it as one tree. But I wasn't familiar with the variety. So I just took my chance, and sometimes you make a bad decision. But all hope is not over for it. I could still graft over to it. The benefit of grafting over to it is because the roots are already established, probably coming all the way out here, rather than removing it. But I have no problem removing the whole thing because I have a total of, like, out of my 50 fruit plants, I probably have like 8 citrus. So there's no shortage of citrus. It's not like I'm going to remove my only citrus tree and start over and I'm not going to have citrus for a number of years. I have plenty backup. I like the way that they both grew together because the Valencia would ripen first. Sorry, the Caracara would ripen first, and then after those are finished, then you work on the Valencia. So it was good in that aspect, but it got to be some good quality fruit. So two potential replacements I've been thinking about. Walk you over here. Was my Trevita orange, which I saw some stuff online on YouTube, but mainly in like Arizona, hot areas. This is Southern California, so I'm not sure how it'll perform out here. I do notice just from having it that it wants to be a heavy producer because I can see all the little fruits here. So I would imagine once I put this in my ground, it's going to take off. It's going to be producing heavily. But I want to do it a little different this time. I want to taste the fruit before I put them in the ground, which is what I started doing, um, with the exception of the fruits that you can't find in stores, right? So this is the Robertson. You can see it has some fruit up here. A little bit of yellowing of the leaf, but I'm not worried about that because I just fed it back in February. So I gotta let those nutrients, work its way in, do its thing. So this one, from what I read, the Robertson is more of a compact tree, like it doesn't grow that fast. But I can't really find any information on how it tastes. So I'm gonna do my own studies. I'm gonna wait for them to ripen. Then I'm gonna try it, and the winner will take that place. One thing for sure is that the Valencia, that's its last straw. That's why, you know, with the Valencia, I'm giving it this last season to earn its rightful place, or to earn its place, I should say, not rightful, because I'm not doing any favors. But seeing the bees love these plants right here. But also, what I was thinking, if I don't, there's another thing that I can do. Get back over here. So like I said, I want to graft to see which variety I'm going to have, to make it like one tree, like how it is now. See how they're both in the same hole? But then if you step back, it looks like it's only one tree. But I was also thinking, because everybody in my house likes the Satsuma mandarin, and the Satsuma, which I have in a pot, I could remove the Valencia and plant the Satsuma, not in the same hole, but a little ways away from it. And that one's on a dwarfing rootstock, so it shouldn't get too big. But I have to look at the microclimate on how the sun, because I have this big tree. That's not my yard, that's the street. Big tree here where the sun rises on the east there. And once it passed the tree, get higher than the tree, that's when I get the sunlight. So I'm not sure if that's because, one of the reasons why it's not getting as sweet is maybe because it's not getting enough sun. It gets like 4 hours or so of sunlight. But maybe the Satsuma probably performs better in shade. Not shade, but in less sunlight. So see here, which this is the Satsuma, which is in this pot here. So this one I've had probably like 3 years already. So on a dwarfing rootstock in a pot, doing fine, producing consistently every year. So I would imagine if I put that one in the ground too, that one's going to show off. That one's going to take off. And I'll just keep that one at about a good little 5-6 feet tall. Everybody loves it, but it's one of those ones that kind of ripens all at the same time, all around the same time. They all ripe, whereas the oranges kind of hold on to the tree pretty well. Anyway, decisions I have to make. But I'm going to give it some time, like I said. This is your last warning.